Wow. Well, I have to admit that when I first read this question, I had a twinge of hesitation in whether or not I should answer this question or how I should answer this question. And that's primarily because of a long history of religious trauma that I've endured simply for sharing what I believe about God, the Bible, etc., humankind, history, whatever. And so just here and now, even reading this comment, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to make anyone mad on this, but I'm going to share honestly with you where I'm at. Now, I don't ascribe to any religious structural system. I don't think that what I believe about life and death and consciousness should have any impact on policy or politics or procedures. I don't think it should inhibit anyone else's freedoms in any way, shape, or form, nor am I jumping into some bandwagon movement where I'm just going to accept all these new ideologies or anything like that. Instead, what I believe is based literally on what I consider to be pretty verifiable and, well, I have to correct myself, at least partially verifiable evidence. And so let me just jump right into that. I do believe that consciousness survives the death of the body. I do believe in a collective consciousness. I believe that all of us are actually a part of the same life force, and I believe that in a sense we're really the same person if you really strip the identity and strip the ego away from our experience while we're here on this iteration of life here in this universe. I think that once all that's stripped away, the ego and identity is stripped away, we see in near-death experiences, and we see in DMT experiences and ketamine and psilocybin experiences, that once the ego and the identity is stripped away, it seems that most people come to the conclusion that we're actually all sort of the same person and that we all are part of God. So maybe in another video I can get into the data and more about my experience and what I've been studying and reading about this. But at the moment, I do believe, based on near-death experience studies and based on reincarnation studies, and yes, there are real reincarnation studies being conducted at University of Virginia, I think that it is very probable that some humans, if not all, are reincarnated or have been reincarnated, and I believe that there is no hell whatsoever. All there is once we die, based on the data from the near-death experience studies that we've seen as well, I believe that we all end up in the same place, a place of peace, a place of understanding, a place of empathy, and from there, I don't really know what happens, but there's a lot of theories as to how consciousness may or may not evolve over time. I don't know for sure about that stuff, but what I can say is, yes, I believe in collective consciousness.